Giving all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Kakadash, and double honor to the apostles, elders, and brothers on down at Great Millstone. Salutations to the whole free elect. This is your brother Rai Banyamyan, here to share another lesson. This one will be called title Most Will Seek to Offend Less on the left hand side. Got an article before me that I may read in its entirety, share a few scriptures, go into a few definitions if need be, and close it out. You know what I'm saying? So, website that I'm using for this lesson is georgegammon.com. Although this article is a little bit dated, it was published on September 3rd of last year by the Team Rebel Capitalist, but it's a good indication of what is gonna is what is coming now. You know what I mean? As you all know, I think in December 13th, the Fed say that they're gonna issue at least the beginning stages of the digital dollar, right? So everything is moving, and we are just a few months away from those things happening. So the reason why I title it most will seek to offend less on the left hand side. When you go in John 14 and 15, it says, if ye love me, keep my commandment. This is the Most High, right? So those that love the Most High will pretty much fear Him. Will seek to please Him. He has ordinances and stuff, commandments and statutes that you must follow in order to please Him, right? Thou shalt kill, steal. We need to keep the Passover, the high holy days. Like the Sabbath. Pretty much. Offend less. So with that sentiment on the right hand side, He said, if He love me, keep my commandments, and those that fear and love the Most High is gonna do these things, to the best of their ability. Especially on this side while we don't have those righteous spiritual bodies, right? But on the left hand side, most people who seek to stay here and have a life will seek to please the beast system by their obedience, right? So that statement is a hard statement. John 14 and 15 is a statement of requiring, obedience, fear. Yeah, and if you do the thing, you love Him. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to go back to the article and read until a little bit, about this social credit score that's coming here. And it's really in place in small doses, because if you look at like online reviews and stuff, like wherever you want to check out a place you want to go, somewhere with your brethren or your woman and eat, you may check it out online. And usually we might have 5-star category. So you look at the amount of stars and the comments, and if you see a lot of good reviews and comments and stuff, most likely you will take your brethren or woman there or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But if you see 1 star and people talking, people talking about roaches in their food and all of that, it's less likely you're gonna go. So that's in lesser doses that the social credit score is in place. But it is in place, but not to the level that China is seeing right now, and it's gonna grow exponentially as the days go on. So he's ahead in his social credit scores in America. Since it was first announced in 2014, the Chinese Communist Party in China has been slowly rolling out a social credit system for its citizens. An individual's score determines on their level of participation in society and can move up or down depending on the behavior. So it's telling you here that they need your input. They need your input, your participation to make this thing happen. And This is why, like what the men in IOIC was saying, that, one, you could be forgiven if you take the mark, which is not true. If they grab you and they just stick it in you, and now you had to deal with it, what I mean? People is gonna see it coming. What I mean? Just like how for a very long time people were dealing with gold, and then cash, and then they were telling people like, hey, the digital credit card is coming or whatever, and they roll that out slowly and surely until the majority of people have a debit or a credit card and usage. So people is gonna see it coming, and they're gonna see the benefits or the convenience of such a device. What I mean? Like I said, it depends on your participation in society, and your behavior. All right. So people is gonna see us coming, and they're gonna know, but they're gonna be deceived by it. No matter what, the man of the Lord preach on the highways, on the byways against it. The spirit of deception will be upon them where they accept it. Right? So as the children of the Most High, Lord, and we are part of the number, seek to offend less. On the right hand side, those are the one that after the beast will seek to fear and please the beast. On the left hand side, it says, continuing on, 2 years ago, the year of a social credit system in America would have been shrugged off as a conspiracy theory, but amidst the cerveza sickness, hysteria, and recent calls for the passports, implementing a social credit system in the United States would not be so far-fetched, so far of a stretch, Slakia, for the imagination. Yeah, because it worked on the mind of the people. Um, Continuing on, it says in China, citizens can be punished for activities like bad driving, missing payment loans, spreading fake news, smoking in restricted areas, and even playing too many video games. Punishment for these abhorrent actions include travel bans, slow internet, denied education or jobs, and even getting your dog taken away. So, you had asked yourself, how can they do these things? But it's going to tell you, later on, and us that, spreading the word, on the highways and the byways and doing these epistles, these lessons, we would be considered spreading fake news. You know what I'm saying? Um, Next paragraph, it says, as we have discussed before, as an easy way to implement the similar system here in America would be to introduce a central bank digital currency. So this is the driving force by which the foundation by which they're gonna do it, as long as well as a severe surveillance state. Because if you think about it, um, like with the new cars and stuff that they're making now, it has forward-facing cameras, right? And they're already surveilling it because the highways are pretty much surveilled end to end, unless it's like lowly one highway back roads or whatever. But for the most part, these major arteries, local, state, and the bigger arteries, highways and stuff, is pretty much surveilled. So it'll be a mass surveil um, business for this to take place, as well as with the CBDC, like what it says here. And cameras may be in your homes. It's already outside most people's home because of the increased level of crime that has been happening for the past 3+ years, right? So it won't be far-fetched to say that cameras are coming inside for public view, or for view by the government as well. It says the CBDC would allow the government to track your spending habits and potentially even ban you from purchasing certain items such as meat, gasoline powered vehicles, or guns. So you see where this is going. So look at the actions. So people who want to stay here and have a fruitful life, um, they're gonna seek to please the beast, and the CBDC is just one avenue. when they really implement, that grain of rice, and you take that, right? That is a major way of you seeking to please the beast on the left hand side. And then the other things that you do to keep in line after taking that, certain behaviors, eating less meat or whatever thing guidelines you put in place, those are like following, laws, commandments, and statutes to maintain your statue in this place. Just like how the elect, they would seek to offend less, to be in the good graces of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. The wicked, or the majority of people, will seek to offend the beast system less on the left hand side by one taking the grain of rice, right, which you cannot repent of, right, which people will see coming, and they will see the benefits and stuff because it will be on display. They're going to advertise and market, this thing, to make people wander after it and be interested in it. I continuing on, and this is why we need to, once we have the understanding, to comprehend certain things, whether we see or read, to bring this information out, because this thing is secret, is serious, and is gonna come upon a lot of people, in deception. It says another potential tool of a CBDC would be the ability to determine the rate of which you spend your money. If the government does not feel as if you are spending your money quick enough in the economy, an expiration date could be implemented. So there goes your savings. So if you think saving for retirement and stuff like that, which a lot of people do in various forms, 401ks, go, whatever. So, but the wealthy, they will be able to keep their liquid wealth, which is reoccurring. But with you, they want you to spend the money have expiration dates, So, good luck trying to keep that in an account or whatever. So, see the kind of life that they are fashioning for you. If you want to stay here, it's not a good life. I mean? Even right now, as things stand, the Most High still have certain freedom. Even though He's controlling everything, you can still pretty much do you, whether you're good or wicked. Now, if you're wicked, He'll bring judgment and stuff upon you, but you still have free range to move about and stuff. But Esau do thing on the left hand side, so he is gonna, he's the wicked. You know what I'm saying? So look at the kind of things he is bringing about. Continue, sisters. So far, we have not seen any real signs of CBDC here in the United States. Now, this article is more than a year old, and it already has been established that they're bringing it out on December 13th. So, however, we are seeing growing acceptance and calls for V passports. A June 2021 survey found that 81.8% of United States respondents supported the idea of V passports. So most people is gonna support this thing coming. But before I continue, I want to hit another scripture real quick. Being the book of Sirach 17:25. It says, "Return unto the Most High, and forsake thy sins. Make thy prayer before His face, and offend less." Now, this is what the elect is trying to do, trying to strip things day by day. If you are a great liar, you're trying to lie less. You ain't trying to be caught in lies as much as you or committing lies as much as you will when you before you came into this truth. What I mean? So you're trying to offend less, cut more fat, so to speak. It says verse 26, "Turn again to the Most High, and turn away from iniquity, for He will lead thee out of darkness into the light of health, and hate thou abomination vehemently." Alright, so I think vehemently is with a great passion. They say hate, shucks. See if I get that thing back. It says vehemently, vehement. It says marked by extreme intensity of emotion or conviction, inclined to react violent, fervid. Let's see. Alright, so hated with great energy or fervent, right? You hate it so much that you wouldn't be inclined to do it. Alright. Yeah, that was 26. Alright, so continuing on with the article, says a general idea behind these V passports would be a downloadable app that indicate whether you have all your government required medicines, V's, boosters to participate in certain areas of society. So you see, so they have certain mandates and certain requirements that they do. Kind of like on the right hand side, there's requirements and needed, like Lord, say if you love me, keep my commandments in John 14 and 15. So if you love the B system, you're gonna do all these things. Now the elect, they're gonna, when they switch the currency to digital currency, they're gonna go so far up until it requires disobeying the Most High, and they wouldn't continue, or they wouldn't seek to continue in this society. Alright, it says among others, commercial airliners, employers, public transportation, and events would be likely the first abductors of these passports. In an even scarier development, the World Economic Forum, the WEF, has been reporting on a new era of technology called the Internet of Bodies. The Internet of Bodies refers to an unprecedented number of connected devices and sensors being affixed to or even implanted and ingested into the body, as well as a surveillance state, to help monitor everything. So all these things you would have to do. So instead of an app that relies on input data, our global elite wants to put medical devices, in our bodies to collect biometric and human behavior data in real time. You say no thanks, I mean? Yes, so like I said, with the surveillance state, and with these different devices that people is gonna be taking, you'll be able to tell if if you're happy or sad, if you're having sex or whatever, because your body give off certain signals and stuff that these things are happening, and they have already tested these things, so they know what it looks like, the different datas and stuff, what these information having, and when these things happen, whether you're crying, you're upset, you know, whatever it is may be. So total control, just as how you can't hide from the Most High. He is present, right? He's everywhere. This is what they're seeking to be like. They're seeking to be like the Most High. It says, as terrifying as this sounds, the WEF is no stranger to intruding in our personal freedoms. The organization is very well connected with the world's powerful individuals and companies, including partnerships with Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, and Moderna, who have now injected almost half of the world population with an experimental drug. Now, this is after the fact, so there's more people. This is over a year, so more people have been injected, with this stuff. So this is where this thing is going, man. So most people is gonna seek to do these things, to take these different devices, and it wouldn't be no resistance. They will go along with it very quickly, because they wouldn't have the faith, to say no. We wait on the Lord, for our aid and for our help. Hit another scripture right quick. This one would be in the book of Isaiah, chapter 55 and 6. It says, seek ye the Lord while he may be found. It says, call upon him while he is near. You know what I'm saying? So while we have the liberty, to do these things, we need to call upon the Lord, and seek him, because it's gonna be a time where the Lord's gonna pull his men from the street. These lessons and these epistles would be also, taken down, and that light of truth would be diminished. The Lord say, when he returned to earth, shall he find faith. So a lot of people is gonna leave faith. So that oil, that cup of oil or whatever, that bottle of oil, faith is gonna reside, with the elect, a very small remnant. Those that the Christians are waiting for the rapture. That is not gonna happen. They're gonna lose their faith and during the time of Jacob's trouble, when they see things happening, heavy, and they are not being whisked away. You know what I mean? So this is our grace period and stuff to examine ourselves and stuff, day to day, and try to get it right, with the Most High. Almost done. I'm gonna read down a little bit. It says, these along with many other powerful individuals and companies are currently assisting the WEF in their Great Reset agenda. With little to no resistance in this campaign, who is to stop them from implanting our bodies with the medical tracking devices? Yeah, he's right. Even the politician and they seeking to have you implanted with these stuff, and everything and system around you is in cahoots. The banking system that you use, they are pushing for digital currency. The cell phones that you use, they're giving away information. You know what I mean? The TVs that you watch, they are selling, the type of movies and stuff that you watch. The music apps that you listen to, they are selling the type of rhythms and songs and stuff that you are more apt to listen to. So all these things are pushing or are selling your information out, right, to push this agenda and so forth. It says, reading down a little bit, it says, together a CBDC combined with a V or health passport will provide all the personal information needed for the government to implement a social credit score system. All right. Yeah, so it's it's a nice read, man. But like I said in the beginning of the article, that they will require your participation. Right? It says an individual score determines their level of participation in society, or can move up or down depending on the behavior. So the elect, they're gonna have a poor social credit score. See, that's scripture I wanna visit real quick. Is in Revelation 13, 16. It says, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. So they're gonna know it's coming. Like I said, they're gonna market this thing, the benefits and all the great things they'll be able to do, and there will be many deceptions as well happening. It says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that have the mark or the beast or the name Salakia or of the beast or the number of his name. Right. So another step is to get it CBDC, but you'll still be able to use like your cards and stuff like that, like you're already doing, but cash will be eliminated. Right. But when they put that grain of rice in you just be a quick scan, boom, and under this 5G or 6G system that is coming, it'll be like instantaneous. People are already impatient and stuff, so everything would be even quicker. You'll be able to order food with your mind, man. You're gonna have to pick up the phone and and call your favorite restaurant and order. Just think about it, boom, put your order, and it arrived at the place, man. So we had to see some interesting things, man. So like I said, like I said in John 14:15, Lord, say if you love me, keep my commandments, right? So on the left hand side of that, yeah, the wicked will see to keep their commandments, which is their requirements and stuff. After to love after the beast, they will seek to offend less after the beast. So hopefully you verify. This is your brother, right? By Banyamian, all right? So shalom.